Welcome to Data Power Services Common Objects, also known as Anatomy of Data Power Services. In this video, we are going to see what are the common objects are available in data power, which can be reused across any other services or firewalls you are creating in data power. So basically, data power services are object oriented, which means it's reusable. So the collection of objects with reference and dependencies. So objects created in the background, which means you don't need to create the objects while you are creating a particular firewall or service. You can predefine the objects or creating the objects before creating any firewall. You can predetermine the rules and policies and all those things. So these are the common objects. The front side handler. The front side handler is an entry point for all the services. So each and every service has its unique front-end handler, which means each service has its own IP and port number configuration combinations for the incoming request. Also, it should specify what kind of protocols it's going to do support, which means the front-end handler. What is the front-end handler? It's going to be a HTTP front-end handler or MQ based front-end handler or HTTPS based front-end handler. That's what it needs to mention here. The SSL proxy. So the SSL proxy can be configured in common way in data power, which can be reused across any other services. The SSL connection to both and client and server needs to be verified, and keys and certificates can be defined in the object level. We are more we can able to see more details about these things in while we are doing the exercise part. So the processing policy, as I told you, each firewall is connected to the at least only one processing policy. So in the one processing policy, we can able to reference multiple processing rules. For example, you can have the client request rule. That could be a multiple request rule based on your action, matching action. For example, your incoming message matches the particular URI or URL, you can able to have a one rule direction action. Or if you can able to determine based on that multiple rules for the same request rule to validate it. We can able to see these things in detail in exercise part, as I told you earlier. The processing rules, which means that each request rule and response rule or error rule can be able to determine or can be able to reusable across any other services. Also, it has a sequence of processing actions. All the rules will be executed in the based on the order it has been created or it has been configured. The processing action is nothing but which is going to be available in the processing rule. So one processing rule can have a multiple processing action. For example, if you take the request rule you can have able to have a lot of processing actions like matching action and validate schema action and transform action, encrypt or decrypt the message action. There's a lot more. The XML manager is very important topic in data power gateway or data power services. So actually we need to define one XML manager per service. The XML manager should be specific to a particular services. Basically once you create the service in data power, the default XML manager will be assigned to that service. But uh, it's not recommended to use the default XML manager for your services. Use the XML manager, create the service specific XML manager based on your NFR, which means the non-functional requirement, so that you can able to manage the XML manager based on the service you are creating. There are different types of backends available in data power. As I told you, static backend, which means we are always going to call the same backend, and dynamic backend, we are going to decide dynamically based on the message matching action or the message URL or the export value from the message. We can able to determine the dynamic backend and route the service to the corresponding dynamic backend to get the response back. So what is loopback? So loopback is the one of the option where you want to test something in data power. You really don't have any backend services available. So in that case, you can have your firewall type as a loopback, where data power can act as a server for you, which means the backend server for you, and it can able to respond back to you based on your incoming request message, and it can able to do the some passing policy rules, execute some rules, and give back a response. So this loopback is very helpful for doing some POC kind of thing, or we are doing some kind of mock services in data power, or test something in data power. So this is what the dynamic background looks like. It's dynamically determined the backend during the runtime, and some little small orchestration features required here, but which is very easy. We are going to use XSLT for orchestration in data power, and routing decision can be done based on, as I told you, protocol header and HTTP header or URL attribute to determine the dynamic backend, which backend I need to route the service. The loopback, as I told you, no backend to process, usually used for testing or debugging. Basically, the data pair will act as a server for this one. The URL rewrite is another option which is available in all the services in data power, which basically, by name itself, it rewrites the existing URL and create and provides the user-friendly URL to the user. So in your backend service, you can have any URL, uh, any kind of complex URL, but you can able to rewrite it and simplify that URL and give that dummy URL to your client to call that URL. So once the clients call that URL, the URL rewrite policy will execute, and it determines the corresponding exact match for the corresponding service backend URL. That's what it's doing. And we are going to see about the XML manager. As I told you, each service has its XML manager. By default, all services provided by the default XML manager, but do not edit anything with the default XML manager. Create the XML manager based on your services, specific to your service, or specific to your service NFR. The XML manager has lot of options like caching the style sheets and XML documents, and load balancing groups like high availability scenario, and what kind of the algorithms you want to use the load balancing, round robin, hash, or first alive, etc. And it can able to use for schedule processing policy rules. The rules executed on certain interval, which means you can able to do some caching as well, and you can able to do some parser limits to make sure to prevent the XML attack from the users, XML based attacks which is coming from the client. Based on the parser limit, you can able to prevent that XML attacks, and compile operation policy, which takes care of the compilation of the stale sheet during the time. And once the stale sheet is compiled and executed, if the same request is coming, the data power will perform the transformation from the caching side. So this is the basic common objects we need to know before we need to get into the any kind of service or exercises in data power side. So thank you for your time. I will get back to you on another video very soon.